November 3rd, 2025. I'm Dave Glovin. I see with a little bit of long hair that needs to be cut. I don't think I've ever let my hair grow this long, but I'll get it taken care of this week. We'll get this week started for you by grabbing our coffee cups and saluting. And maybe you'll be like the man I learned that saluting from, Scott Adams, hosted the Scott Adams Show and the creator of Dilbert, to address the Director of Health and Human Resources, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and ask for help because he has metastasized cancer and needs help getting the treatment that he deserves. So, you know what? That indicates something that everybody should be able to do. If you need help, you have cancer, you have anything that is a health issue that needs addressing, you should be able to address Secretary Kennedy and get the help that you need. Anyway, I'm going to start yelling. Actually, not really yelling. I'm going to try to keep it as low volume as I can this morning. The first thing we're going to do is a quick Xander Gibb memorial pre-rehearsal. We'll go in and share it to Donald Trump. We'll go in and share it to We Need Patriots, Red Patriots for America, the Red MAGA Nation. We'll send it to Conservative Freedom Defenders, our group with Art Sessa. We'll go to Boogie with the Bull Uncensored and put it there. We'll go to MAGA News Nation, send it there. United Patriotic News, American Regulators, and I think we'll get one more. Conspiracy Truth Video and Meme Private Group 2025. We'll send it all there to you. But it's day too long of the Schumer Shutdown for those of you who are still keeping track. And where we are now is people on Snap are still caught up in the middle. They're caught up between Congress being able to do the right thing and fix Snap, which they should because it's their job, and waiting for government lawyers for President Trump to find out exactly what he can do, because it seems to be the issue that you cannot redirect money from something else and make it SNAP money. You can't do that because if you redirect it, you can't take care of what it's allocated for. So, you know what? It's going to fall back on Schumer. It's really fallen back on Chuck Schumer. He needs to wrap this Schumer shutdown up, and he needs to reopen the government, which reopens the House and Senate. He immediately needs to experience the Republican majority go nuclear and blow through the clean continuous resolution, and then go right to SNAP and make sure that SNAP has enough money to issue the November check and the December check and checks after that, January next year. Because if he has the audacity to think that he's only opening us up to fix SNAP and then he's going to shut us down again, I hope the judges throw him in prison, to be honest with you. And he doesn't get out of prison until he fixes it. And he can fix it by, they won't be broke, but they can also make sure the only people getting it are the Americans who deserve it. And by that, I mean legal Americans, not illegal immigrants, not anything else, just the legal American citizens who are entitled to it. Sick and tired of hearing that, groups of people think we should pay for them to be in this country. Because if we stop paying for them to be in this country, they would probably leave and go someplace else that might pay for them to be there, or they might just go home. That's really where it is. And there are Americans who are on the system who think they can just live off the system, not do anything. And if you're one of those people, because I don't want to pay for you to be on it. Okay? I don't want to pay for you to be on it. You want to be on it? Then you got to earn your right to be on it. 15 hours a week of community service, 15 hours a week of work, 15 hours a week of going to school. Pick one of the three options, or take them all and do a different thing each week, because you got to do 60 hours a month. You got three choices for the 60-hour month. 15 hours of community, I have trouble saying it, community service, 15 hours of work, 15 hours of going to school. And to the people who make it sound like it's going to really cramp their style, 15 hours of work in a 5-day week is 3 hours a day, or 5 hours a day in 3 days, or 2 7.5-hour days, or 1 15-hour day, because you might like what you do and you might want to do it for more. So 15 hours really isn't out of the question. Just be a legal American citizen and don't take the job of driving a truck, regardless of where you're from. If you don't speak the language, understand the language, and, just don't do it, period. Seeing more and more videos of truck drivers being pulled over, don't speak English, don't understand English, can't read English. No, don't do it anymore. Go find something else. Even if you're on a pathway to become an American naturalized citizen, screw it. Go find something else. It's not right for you to put everybody else at risk, including yourself. Go find something else, because there's plenty of something else out there. If you want a job, you'll find a job. If you want to go to school, you'll find a school. If you want to do 15 hours of community service, you will find a community to serve. I'm in trouble with that word today. Community. 15 hours of community service. I was going to come on and show my anger that the Schumer shutdown has gone on as long as it has. He yells at the Republicans that they're not doing anything. He yells at the president that he's not doing anything. President Trump basically said to him, I'm not doing anything until I find out legally what I can do. Because both judges said you have to continue paying them SNAP benefits, but had a different way of doing it. Well, that leaves him not understanding what he can do. So until he knows what he can do, he's not going to do anything. And because you have congressional oversight of SNAP, you need to do something. So Chuck Schumer, you should be in front of all the Republicans that you have to convince what they need to do, because they're ready to do something. Okay? But it's going to involve cleaning up a system probably that's totally out of control. 42 million Americans and probably another 42 million illegal Americans. So it's going to get cleaned up. I'm sure there are a lot of people abusing the system. There's a lot of fraud in the system. That needs to go. And unfortunately, it needs to go right now. So what I said in Friday's broadcast was, you know what? Maybe I'm lightening up, and we just keep everybody on it for November, so everybody eats and has a great Thanksgiving. But in December, the people that shouldn't be on it don't get anything anymore. And if you're living on SNAP and in a Section 8 apartment that someone else is paying your discounted rent anyway, because you want your bills paid by somebody else, too effing bad. You work long enough, you can retire. You still make enough to pay your bills, hopefully. But if you don't, you're screwed up. Okay? Go find a job, go to school, go do 15 hours of community service. It's that easy. It's no longer welfare, it's workfare. You'll feel better about yourself, too. I know you will. I know you will. And if you're illegally on it, then maybe you'll become a citizen. If you can. I don't know. You've been on it for so long that receiving it as an illegal, maybe you won't. Maybe you'll get sent home and have to come back and do it legally. Because that's what that's what Tom Homan, the border czar, has said. If you enter the country illegally, you broke the law. Go to a checkpoint and throw yourself on the ground and say, I need to claim asylum. And they'll investigate you, and if that's what you deserve, that's what you'll get. We all deserve a chance to be here in America, but you got to make it legally. Okay? And as far as other things go, it's time for the American citizens to take our government back. Maybe it's a convention of states that change the rules so that Congress doesn't make $174,000 a year plus bonuses if you deserve it. I don't make $174,000 a year. So why should they? They should find out the median income in the communities they serve. And that's what you get. And it may be different in different places. But I doubt very seriously the median income is $174,000 a year. And half the time, you don't even do what we want. You do what you want because you want to do something that puts the most amount of green in your pocket so that you can run again. You're not going to run for life anymore. It's not a lifetime sentence to be a politician in Washington, D.C. anymore. If you're not doing anything, really, then you shouldn't be there anymore. If you are doing stuff, then maybe, yeah, you need to be there longer. But because you're doing something. And you should not have the right, period, to give yourselves a raise automatically. I mean, I want to say name any place in the world where you can just give yourself a raise automatically. You can if it's your own business, but you know what? The House and the Senate isn't your own business. It's our business. Doing our business. And, we could save a hell of a lot of money if we cut it back down to an amount that is easy for us to consider giving you. But $174,000 a year plus, like I said, bonuses, if you qualify for the bonuses, no. And then you come back next year and go, we have to give ourselves a raise before we do anything else. Bullcrap. You didn't do anything the year before, so why should we give you a raise to do nothing the following year? It turns into 30 years, it turns into 40 years, it turns into 50 years or more for some people. No, it was not created so that you could be there for your entire life. Go get a job, work the job, or just retire. Spend time with your family and your kids and your grandkids and your great grandkids and enjoy life. It shouldn't be a lifetime. The Supreme Court, maybe, yeah, maybe that should be, because we want the best legal minds in the country and the best constitutional minds in the country on the court. No more packing it Republican because you're a Republican president. No more packing it Democrat because you're a Democrat president. Just the best legal minds, constitutional wise, law wise. That's just the way it should be. Anyway, we ramble about stuff like this Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. We invite anybody who wants to come on to the broadcast and share it. We do selected Saturdays at 10 a.m. I think we're doing one this weekend coming up. And we do selected Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. That's our nighttime edition if we think we have something to say to everybody. And you're more than welcome to take part in that. We don't do it every week because I just don't think that we need to do it every week. If we have something to say to you, yeah, 7 o'clock is a good time to reach you at night. That's an Eastern time too. All times I give you are Eastern, 8:30, 10 a.m., 7 p.m. Those are all Eastern times. So make sure you adjust yourself accordingly. But, we got to make some changes to this country. We need to rein these people in the Senate and make sure they work for us doing what we need them to do. The House passed a clean, continuous resolution. The Senate should have passed a clean, continuous resolution. The president should have signed it, and we could open up the government again, open up the House and the Senate, and move through what we need to do. The $1.5 trillion wish list, well, as far as I'm concerned, they can work on it until the day I die before they approve it. Because if it's not for Americans, you don't need $1.5 trillion. It's not time to hold the government hostage because you can't get USAID dollars anymore, or you can't continue to fund those organizations that are outside of this world that have nothing to do with the United States. If you wouldn't pass it here in the United States, then we shouldn't give money to it in another country. That's how it goes. And don't come back and tell me, oh, well, that we shouldn't do this, we shouldn't do that. You know what I mean. Okay? Just stop going after our grandchildren or our children and telling them that they need to be something else other than they are. Because my grandfather said it best. You are what you are. Be the best at what you are. You can do anything you want in this country. Just be the best. And if you want to be a millionaire, you can be a millionaire. If you want to be a billionaire, you can be a billionaire. If you want to be a trillionaire, well, you better ask Elon Musk about that. Because he's about the only person I know of that has the opportunity to become a trillionaire. So you got to get some advice from him, I imagine, unless you know how to do it yourself. And I'm sure you know how to do it yourself. But anyway, like I said, we're here Monday, Wednesday, Friday, at 8:30 in the morning Eastern Time. We're your selected Saturdays at 10 a.m. Always welcome anyone who wants to come in and bring the subject with them when they come in. We don't include a lot of video in the broadcast, but yes, we can now with the Dell Latitude 3570. We can, in fact, allow you to bring in your video and not worry about crashing. Okay? But I like to find people that just want to talk about something rather than watching a bunch of videos anyway. That's just me. So come on in and let's talk. The more the merrier. I think we are allowed 6 people total. Up to 6 guests. So that means 7 people because I'm always here and guests are guests. So that's, I guess, 7 people we're allowed to have on, me and 6 others. And if you have 6 people, that's a lot to put through even on the Dell Latitude 3570. And you might have to be tight on the videos then. But we will allow you to bring something with you that's not going to take up the remaining time of the broadcast. Yeah, but we will allow you to bring something with you that you can use. If it's copyrighted, no, you can't bring it unless you have permission to use it. We're going to claim fair use on it. But anyway, that's all rambling stuff just to ramble. Anyway, we need Chuck Schumer to end this shutdown right now. We need the Senate to pass the clean continuous resolution right now. We need President Trump to sign it right now. We need to get the government open again. We need to get the House and Senate open again. We need to get SNAP taken care of in the House and the Senate immediately. Just throw a lot of money at them, however much you want to throw at them. But make sure that it's enough to go beyond November 21st if Chuck Schumer again decides he's going to shut us down again. Okay? And I'm only using Chuck as an example. Somebody else could shut us down. I don't think it would be a Republican if it wants to happen. And God forbid we get shut down on November 21st after we have approved and made changes to SNAP and helped SNAP. We best go nuclear as long as the Republicans have the majority and blow them out of the water right then and there and take care of opening up the government and opening up the House and Senate and going again. There should be no future shutdowns after this. If they can't work it out, the nuclear option says in the Senate that the majority takes it. So it's going to be the majority of 53 plus any Democrats that join the 53. Because you got to do what you got to do for America. Or maybe you stop getting paid until you fix it. Whatever the problem is, you fix it. And stop getting paid until you fix it. That means everybody in that building stops getting paid. Regardless of what they do in that building, they stop getting paid until you have fixed it. From the janitor up to you. Even above you if there is an above you. But everyone stops getting paid until you fix it for America. The states take back control of everything. Because the bulk of what is in our government right now is stuff that the states should be able to take care of. It's not us working for the government. It's the government working for us. Think about that. And as news comes through today, maybe I will pop in once again. 8:30 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's our primary broadcast on Facebook, on my profile, and on YouTube, on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. Go check that out sometime. Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. And join the channel if you can. If you like what you see over there, you're more than welcome to take something over there and share it somewhere. You can share it on Facebook. I don't care. But I'm a simple guy with a simple idea, and I think you're simple with simple ideas, and we can make this work. We will make this work. We are the citizens of the United States of America, and it's our government for our country. And if they can't do it, it's time to get rid of them. You want to talk about term limits? Well, the only way I think you're going to see term limits is if the Convention of States passes a term limit. Because you can't ask the people in term to pass term limits. Because Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, and even on our side, Chuck Grassley, might not be there anymore. Their ideas might be great, but they might not be there anymore. Well, Nancy Pelosi, I don't think is going to be there at some point anyway, much longer, because of laws that may have been broken. But anyway, that's me. I said we were going to end it, and we're at 28 minutes of a 30-minute broadcast. So I hope you found something in the broadcast that says, hey, this is where we are, and it's not where we want to be. Or come in here, like I said, and join the broadcast and tell me this is someplace that we are that we don't want to be. Look forward to seeing you here. I'm going to